beautiful spot, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm Hans Deberitz, and I've been lucky enough to tag along. So thank you very much, Jason.
No worries, mate. It's good to see you and catch up.
Yeah.
And thanks for sharing the location. You think it's a great spot.
Yeah, the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're in the Perth Hills somewhere, and enjoying what's shaping up to be a fabulous sunset.
Oh, it's amazing
And,
weather today.
Just blinded myself there.
And there's a river just down there, creek down below. We're going to go down and have a look around here and wait for the sun to go down and go from there. Thanks for coming along, mate.
My pleasure. Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
that rock's been moved.
And that looks like almost some kind of pattern there.
There's a pattern of this rock's been moved.
Yeah.
Hang on.
There. Another pattern.
Is that a rock?
Another pattern there. Like a rock, mate. It's got
Yeah,
a
that's what I
fairly
thought.
clear bottom. I wouldn't do this in summertime, but I'm going to do it now. Yep, that's the bottom.
Yeah, always look for that. Rocks are moved, twigs are moved. This is a great little spot down here, isn't it? That's been moved as well. Could be just from water runoff.
Yeah. So that's what these parts would be runoff. We were just rummaging around just straight down here,
Yep.
and my mate reckons that sort of if you just sort of generally go upstream sort of the next, up to a K or so,
Yep.
which is going to be heavy going. It's just pretty sort of
Oh yeah, the
shrubby, so-
terrain's scrub, and
But
then you got
I'm
the
sure we can
boulders.
follow,
But basically follow it up
three.
a bit,
Yeah.
and that's where.
And that's where he came across this structure, which
Okay, so it's along here. Basically, we're in the right direction.
and he said it struck him as really bizarre, and he goes in the bush a lot,
Oh, just that sun.
Yeah.
Get that sun.
And there was this collection of pieces of, like legs of dolls, a Lego piece, some rubbish, some flattened cans, like really abstract, and apparently absolutely stunk to high heaven.
Well, that's interesting, Hans, because I used to talk in my videos about coming across these sort of structures and seeing cans collected, weird, like you said, even like dolls or toys or something collected. And a lot of people quickly point back to it's kids or it's people out in the bush. And when you look at it carefully, Yowie seem to collect things that humans have.
Yep.
And they not necessarily want to live the life that we live, but they try and mimic some of the things we do. Curiosity. And you come across these weird things. You see cans up on branches, upside down. You see structures like the little humpy sort of structure you mentioned before. Just rock stacks sometimes near these places. So
he mentioned it was actually arranged outside this humpy, and the humpy was, he said, fairly long, fairly wide, and sort of igloo shaped, of sticks, and he stuck his head in there, and he said it absolutely reeked.
Oh, that's another telltale
So-
sign for sure. All right, Hans, well, show us the way down through here somewhere.
Just the easiest way down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually better today than the other day, so we could actually cross a bit further up probably or something.
Yeah, I think so. We could do that.
I don't know if it's going to be dark coming back again on slippery rocks.
Question is, when the sun goes down, what position you want yourself in?
Yep.
Do you want an awkward spot where you're going to try and get your way back through a maze?
Yeah.
Or do you want to...
On half of least resistance. Maximum results at least resistance.
I honestly think that there's activity that side, there can be activity this side.
This building either side, so yeah.
So was the structure was actually this side of the creek?
He reckons it was on this side.
It's a beautiful little spot actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the waterfall up further, but
Yeah.
this is a nice little spot.
But he reckons sort of if you, I assume it might be between here and the waterfall. He said about a K,
Okay.
give or take. That would cover the ground where he found it. And he said it was fairly close to the stream, but sort of tucked back to the side a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to, how are we going to navigate? Is the boulders going to get bigger that way? Is it going to be easier that side? I think we just keep following this side for now and see how we go.
Sounds good. Here we go.
It looks strange. I mean, it looks like a little water catchment area. If you had fish here, it'd be the sort of thing you could put the fish in there. If they didn't jump,
Yeah.
you could sort of...
Don't get Mexican jumping for.
Something's obviously gone through there.
Good bush in there.
Oh yeah. That's the sort of, like you said, the skate route would be douche straight through there, over there, down low, you wouldn't even know.
3 skips, he'd be across, off he'd go. Some impressive boulders.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful here. I've been to the location plenty of times, but not here, not down in this little spot. And it's nice to see it from a different perspective sometimes.
So if this is solid ground, this would be a nicely...
Oh yeah.
It's nicely secluded and hidden, and it's surrounded by rock.
Yeah, and look at all this scrub here. This scrub here, it's, you'd be quite surprised a distance away behind this scrub, you'd just blend in.
There's a broken branch in there too.
And look, if you look down here, I keep coming across these sticks. Now, I see this a lot, but to me they've been laid out straight.
Should we have a sniff around?
Yeah, we'll have a look.
It looks fairly random, the tree breaks.
That rock looks a bit odd though. That doesn't like it's placed there. Doesn't, I don't know why. It just doesn't, looks out of place there.
Yeah. It stood out straight away.
The colour of it, the colouring of it's different to the surrounding boulders and rocks. That's
And
that's more of a yellowy colour.
from what my mate said, it was a relatively complex structure.
Yep.
So if it had been somewhere like this, for instance, we would have seen some kind of evidence of it. It was exactly a year ago.
Okay.
It was, August
It does look like
last year.
something's been through here,
Yeah,
Dom. Flattened that
exactly,
down. See where you got that
Yeah, and
snap
that's
there?
just been ripped off, that branch there.
But all this has been flattened down. I mean, it's been there for a while, obviously, but it's definitely been.
We're about, 500 metres up from where we came down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably, as you said, up to a K further. Maybe we should slowly navigate with the last bits of light, navigate.
Yeah,
our way
navigate
to
up in the
our
open. I think it
maybe.
opens up over there further.
And then
Navigate across, make it a bit easier, then we'll get, yeah.
get better sound.
And then we'll find a
conditions.
spot and just hunker down for that. Yeah. All right.
And better
Listen,
sound conditions.
beautiful.
And actually, it'll be a good walk back again.
Yeah.
For listening too, because things should be quietening down a bit then with other activity.
All right. We'll do that.
Yeah. Shall we see about moving
Yeah.
away up? Yeah.
Yeah, I think might follow that rock line right there. Water would be coming through there, obviously. Runoff. That water's making me thirsty, actually.
I haven't trashed around. I haven't trashed around in the Aussie bush since 1991.
Yeah, right.
At night time, I should add. Sorry. In pitch darkness. That was at the Nanga bush camp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. These beautiful plants here. Gorgeous.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
That is nice. I like that. Look how bright it is.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's all terraced, that hill, so that looks pretty okay to climb potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially, my disclaimer.
See if we can have a bit of a look from here.
Certainly love looking into it.
Yeah.
You know, so,
No, I think you have some great ideas, and yeah, it's good to hear what your thoughts are as well. So no worries,
yeah,
Lance. We'll keep.
all right. Very nice spot.
Yeah, around here. Old piece of metal. Is that from the railway?
Quite possibly, mate. I'd say so.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Sometimes things in the bush is nice to keep,
Yeah,
but
oh, yeah, yeah,
sometimes I think it's
I'd put
respect.
things back. Yeah.
Put things
Yeah.
back because
Yeah. No, I'm the same.
yeah.
So an interesting story is my brother-in-law, I should say ex-brother-in-law, a funny man. He and a mate, they used to go bush every once in a while and just sort of drink and do whatever 18, 19-year-olds do in the bush. They grew up in a outer suburb up in the hills. And so they only went sort of 10 minutes from home, just set up a tent in the bush, you know, it was nice and quiet. This was in the 80s, so it was less developed than what it is now too. Sunsets around about this kind of time at night, and they've got their tent up, they've got their eskies out, they're sitting there drinking some beers, and this racket starts just on the opposite side of the gully, much like this one. And so they're up on a plateau like we are here now. There was a fire break that they'd driven in on in an old XD Falcon, so it's pretty low, so it would have been a pretty good fire break. Anyways, and this racket breaks out and they see all this shrubbery sort of shaking and like sort of some twigs flying or something, and they go, oh fuck, pardon me.
Go for it. Yeah, no. Go for it, it's all right.
Forget this camera there, mate. It's such a good story. And some pigs fighting or something, and my ex-brother-in-law's mate, it was a bit of a character. And he goes, hey, shut the fuck up, we're in the bush, we're trying to enjoy some peace and quiet. He yells.
Yeah, because when they went out there to get some quiet from everyone, exactly. And then you're getting ruckus in the bush.
Shut the fuck up, he goes, and it gets deadly quiet. And then there's just this roar. And, he said it was like lion, tiger, gorilla, whatever, this roar, and they went, that's no fucking pig, And this thing, they could just see the shrubbery go, they could only see a shadow coming down the side of the other gully, hits the sort of the floor of the gully, and they see all the shrubs and everything coming at a ferocious speed. They just drop what they've got in their hands, hop in the XD, kick it over, get it turned around, banging into the bush, and like getting it turned around, and just take off. And just as they're rounding that last sort of corner of sort of visible line of sight, he just saw this shadow fly out of the bush, and that was the last he saw, and they just hightailed it out. Went back a couple of days later with some mates at 12 noon, worked up the courage again, and the tent was ripped. The esky had a lid pulled off and holes through, and food was gone. There was just stuff everywhere. A couple of each actually. So,
yeah. No, that's an interesting story, Hans.
Actually, was it an XD Ute? If I'm not wrong. Yeah, XD Ute. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's a pretty good story.
Yeah, that definitely sounds interesting. Yeah, especially when you're talking about the esky lid being ripped off, and then the tent being ripped and thrown around.
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting story.
I just noticed a rock over here, Hans. Now, it could be from a bit of foliage from up the top, but see here, in the tree?
Yeah. And I just spotted another one. See that little one that's been placed in that crevice? See that grey one?
Oh, yeah.
That's actually been placed there.
Yeah, that's a different colour to the surrounding rock. But that there...
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting, isn't it?
I mean, it's possible it slid from up there
and has landed
up on top of that ridge and then come down and bounced.
And that's like a natural crater.
Yes, it sort of bounced off the rock and landed in there. That's, I suppose that's the natural way of looking at it, but it looks like it's been placed there.
So you would growl that further in here?
Yes, up further. If we continue before the sun goes down, I could show you a spot where I put cameras. I've even had howling, where it was only female yowies howling. I'd probably about 4 or 5 of them. And like wolves do, where wolves, they all start howling. It's one individually howls and another one howls, and then all of a sudden they all tune together at the same frequency, the same howl. Well, over here, they went woo, like all in together. I can't do the tune they did, but they all come in to sync. And there's about 4 or 5 of them, and then they moved closer towards me, and it was exciting but freaky at the same time because I was way in the distance, and then all of a sudden they closed the distance rapidly, only a couple of 100 metres back from me. But prior to that, they would have been easy, probably 500 metres away. And then it was just that instant how close they got, and it sort of gave me the hair sort of stood up. Whoa, like I didn't. It Just that howl was really, really strange.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was over that
There's also
side.
been a lot of screams certain parts of the year. It sort of seems to be around about summer. A lot of similar howls and things, you know, like sort of group howls.
Yeah, I know
and
that dam well. I've
calls
been
and
around
answers,
that dam,
yeah.
and there's a lot of activity.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
find footprints around the dam.
Yeah.
Definitely find it. In winter time, especially, if you go there, you'll see the bare footprints, and then if you show people, a lot of people say it's a human print. It's kids playing, and I say like, I know this is not Alaska, but it does get cold here in Western Australia. Maybe not Alaskan sort of temperatures, but
Cold enough,
it's
mate.
cold enough that you don't want to be walking around near a dam with bare feet. You'd have to be pretty.
If you don't want
You'd have to be pretty rugged and tough to
If you
be.
don't want to be dealing with snotty noses all year
you'd have to
round
be-
and fevers and...
You'd have to be a Tasmanian or something like going around.
I'm Norwegian, mate, and I'm rugged up to the max. You know, tell
So-
you what, I was never as cold in Norway as I get here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
very
So it's interesting. So even though the temperature, say it's 3 degrees or 4 degrees, it actually still feels
It's
cooler
actually
sometimes.
got more to do with the internal ambient temperature in Aussie houses.
Yeah, true.
Whereas in Scandinavia or, you know, in northern sort of northern hemisphere, northern climates, all the houses are just so well insulated.
Oh, yeah, true. And
So,
that's very
you
true.
know, they're very efficient.
They're very efficient and effective.
Yeah. And
Double cladded, double clays, or yeah.
and really great insulation. With me, Yowie, mate.
Oh, we continue in a bit yet. It's not that far in, but it's close enough.
Beautiful scarf,
Yeah.
I used to live right on the scarf in Missouri.
Yep.
That was fantastic.
It's literally a scrub back this way
Yeah.
for miles. Pretty quiet in here, isn't it?
I think I can hear something ahead. Sounded like voices or some laughing and something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only brought my phone tonight, so...
Hey, phone is these days. The technology, the phone you can pick up sounds perfect.
Yeah.
It really does.
I've
Sometimes.
got a really good microphone for it as well, but I actually left that at the rehearsal studio.
Oh.
But that's a really good condenser microphone.
Oh yeah.
Really.
And that'll
picks
pick up the different frequencies too. Some microphones wouldn't. And I've got to watch where we are. So. Oh, here we are. This is an easy landmark to remember.
Yeah, nice stuff, mate. It's like the drop log in the military.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I use this log all the time when I've come out here. Perfect.
Yeah, very nice.
See, it goes down.
Yep.
It goes up high.
This is good, solid bush too.
Oh, any movement around here will pick up.
Yeah. Do you hear it?
Yeah. I've never seen blue myself. I've only seen red or white. But I've heard that they're blue sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was blue. And I definitely heard voices.
Alright.
And it,
Alright.
and And it was very blue. It was very blue.
It was a real blue, yeah, fluorescent.
That light we saw was pretty interesting. Was a blue light that appeared, and on a couple of occasions, and we could just see it through the trees. And it was like a very concentrated little light, bit of a distance away, but that popped up on a couple of occasions. And
yeah, that blue light flickered
yeah.
too, didn't it? Like
Yeah.
it'd be there, then it'd be flickering or blinking
yeah,
or whatever
that's
it
right.
was doing.
Yeah, that was interesting. And there were a few, few of those sort of rock formations that we saw. There were a few circles of them.
Yeah. I heard breathing behind us a couple of times. It sounded like inhaling.
Yeah.
And like talking and mumbling down the back there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to your right, mate. Keep going straight that way. It'll take us back to where we're going to go. Those trees are a landmark there. Remember I was saying when we come in, those trees are a landmark, yeah.
Yep. These are very, very good, these head torches, mate.
Yeah,
They just go for miles.
they're pretty concentrated, yeah. The beam's pretty concentrated in one spot, but it's good.
Yeah. Well, look at that. I mean, it's illuminating all the way over there. I think it was sort of out from out there.
Down here somewhere, yeah. Maybe we'll just go quiet on the way back.
Should we turn off the lights? See what the,
Yeah,
see what the lights.
there you go, look. Hello.